another twist. That's crazy. She liked him this way, weak and wanting. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Like, absolutely loving it. Oh my god. That's crazy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my first fall reading vlog. It is my favorite season in the year, is my favorite season of reading, and I am just so freaking excited. This is technically my second fall themed reading vlog, because I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. My followers choose my fall day vlog. Technically that was a fall reading vlog, but this is my first official actual reading vlog. I'll be reading about 3 books in this video. I'll kind of just be mood reading some fall reads. There is one book out of the stack that I did get actually in the vlog that I was talking about where I read Harry Potter that I will be starting out with because it has been calling my name, and that is The Raven Scholar. If you watched that vlog, you saw me get this book. I have been itching to pick this up. I'm just in the mood to fall in love with the book and fall in love with reading. Recently, the books I've been reading have just been to get books off my physical TBR, because I've just been really aiming to read books off my physical TBR as it was getting a little out of hand. But now that I'm at about like 20 books on my physical TBR, so now I just want to take a break from rushing through my physical TBR and slow down with my reading. This book is just calling to me. It feels like the perfect start to this video because I am just very, very excited to read this. It says, The Raven Scholar is a masterfully woven tale of imperial intrigue from an electrifying new voice in epic fantasy. I'm just very excited to get into this. And as for the other books that are on my radar, I will not be getting to all of these books whatsoever. But if they're not in this vlog, then they will be included in probably another fall reading vlog. First, we have A Darker Shade of Magic, which is actually my book club's pick for September. And then we have Babel. This will be included in a reading vlog soon, I swear, if it's not in this one. This one I picked up in the same video as The Raven Scholar. This is a YA vampire fantasy, I think. So just the cover screams fall. This one I also feel like I will probably pick up in this video, possibly. As for now, those are the books that are on my radar for this video. Anyways, that's enough yapping for this incredibly long intro. Let's get started on the first book of this video, The Raven Scholar. Hi guys, and good morning. I'm obviously outside right now and it is actually like 80 degrees, I think. Let me double check. Oh, it's 78. We're still in the 70s and it's almost 9 in the morning. Okay, fall. Fall in Florida really is something special. I'm currently on page 58. I brought you guys a little bit higher because you were at a really weird angle. I'm already pretty intrigued in the story. The beginning starts with kind of a bang. Following Yena, I think is her name. Let me double check on that. I'm pretty sure her name's Yena or Yenna. I don't remember. Start off in her point of view, and her dad was basically a traitor to the empire. Her entire family has been kind of in hiding and shame for the past, like, I think it was 8 years. And all of a sudden, her family gets escorted to the emperor. And they have no idea what's going on. They think that this will be their time that something finally happens, that they're going to be prosecuted for something, because for a while, they've just been kind of going under the radar. When they meet the emperor, something happens, and like I said, it starts off with a bang. Then we switch to the point of view of Nema. Nema is the person that is in the synopsis, so I was kind of waiting to meet her because we didn't meet her until about like 40 something pages in. Like, we were pretty much just following Yenna, just following her family and her point of view. And so once we switched to Nema, I was like, okay, so we're actually getting to the main character. Cool. But I'm interested to see what Yenna, is that her name? And it has to do with all of this because she obviously has to play a big part, if I had to assume. Like, there's no way. Just like 40 pages were written for nothing. So I'm interested to see how that relates to the main plot line. About where we're at right now, Nema is a high scholar and she works for the emperor. And so I'm, again, just very intrigued to see the
correlation of everything, I guess, because I think we're about to kind of get into it, because in Nima's point of view, Yenna, is that her name? I really need to look up her name. The girl that I was talking about from the beginning, she's been mentioned a couple times from Nima's point of view because she's kind of the talk of the town right now. Yenna's dad, I'm going to sound really stupid if this isn't her name, but Yenna's dad was I forgot, he was basically the emperor's like best friend. I'm pretty sure. It's like a part of the empire. And so his betrayal was like a huge thing. And so, like I said, she has been mentioned a few times because obviously her family is incredibly well known. But we are now on part 2. It is festival day. It just said that the emperor is coming down from his rule of 24 years. There are 7 people who are like obviously like competing for the throne or whatever. So I'm interested to see if the family from the beginning has to do with that, because that was a big part as well. Like them possibly being the ones on the throne, but obviously like something happened to them to where I don't know if they will be on the throne. I don't know. Maybe her brother will be, because Yenna has a brother. I don't know. I'm just very intrigued about this entire thing because I feel like Yenna has to be a pretty big character, but maybe she isn't. I don't know. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. So far, I am really liking this, and I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. It is kind of reminding me of a similar storytelling style as an Ember in the Ashes. I don't know why it's reminding me of Ember in the Ashes, but it kind of is a little bit. I think it's because of the contestants competing for the throne, all that stuff, kind of thinking of Ember in the Ashes in my head, which is an amazing thing because I love an Ember in the Ashes. For some reason, this is reading not similarly to an Ember in the Ashes, because I don't want that to come off as like, this is like, you know what I mean? I just mean like in my brain, I'm like, yes, this is giving similar vibes to Ember in the Ashes. It could be completely wrong. It is just the only thing in my head right now that I can compare it to. Anyways, that was a lot of yapping for only being 58 pages in. Yeah, 58 pages in. Also for Nima, I am picturing this girl from Arcane because I looked up fan art when I first started this. I was like, I really hope I'm not spoiling anything, but I just need like a picture in my head of these people. And a lot of the sketches and art of Nima reminded me very, very heavily of this girl from Arcane. I'm only like, Jake and I are only like 3 episodes into Arcane. She is who I am picturing as Nima. Someone else I literally can't picture in my head. So I should probably look up more fan art. Anyways, I'm going to shut up and continue reading.
Hey guys, long time no see. The last time I spoke to you, it was Friday morning, and it is currently the morning of the following Tuesday. It has in fact been a while since I've given a reading update. I finally feel like I'm at a point where I can give a reading update. I'm kind of reading this slowly but surely. Definitely starts off really slow. Not a negative thing, it's just taking me a little bit longer than usual to get into the book. I'm reading it on my Kindle, but this is where I currently am in the book. I'm on chapter 27 on page 248. I actually think the last time I spoke to you was at the very beginning of the book. I think it was like 70 pages in, because I'm just now remembering what last happened when I spoke to you guys. So I think the last thing I said to you guys was that we are now in Nima's point of view, who is our main character. In this world, there are different houses. So each of the houses represent a guardian. Guardians existed like thousands of years ago. They're basically like the gods of this world. We have the ravens, obviously. We have the foxes, tigers, dragons, oxes, bears, did I say monkeys? 8 guardians total. I don't really remember. There's a few of them that I'm kind of mixed between because I don't really remember exactly. But basically the guardians are like the higher beings of this world. That is who they pray to, and that is who these specific houses pray to as well. Nima is obviously a raven. She is a high raven scholar. I wanted to give a brief rundown of this world now that I finally have a grasping of what this world is basically. As I talked about, I think right when I started this book does include trials, which I absolutely love trials. And the trials happen whenever the emperor finally steps down in their reign. And this emperor has been emperor for 24 years, but now there are trials taking place to see who will become the next emperor. There are 7 contenders because the dragon house actually does not compete to become emperor. So 1 contender from each house competes in these trials to become the next emperor. We are finally finally, in the trial part of this book. And the trials are very, very interesting. Each of the 7 trials, one of the houses run. For example, in the first trial, the Fox contender is the one who designed the trial. So he couldn't compete in it, but he did make the trial, which is very interesting. It's something different. On top of the trial, there is also a murder mystery going on, which is very, very intriguing. I am very intrigued to see where this story goes because Nima is currently in the trials. She's also in the middle of an investigation of a murder. I'm just really curious to see what will happen because I have no idea who the murderer is, who's going to win these trials, or how it's going to play out. I feel like the Guardians are going to come into play really soon. So I am curious to see what happens, but we are literally only 40% of the way through. 300 pages left. So I don't know what's going to happen in those 300 pages. I am very, very excited. Hi guys, ignore my headband because I just need to get my hair out of my face. It is now the next day and I wanted to give a little bit of an update because since I last spoke to you guys, it has been so hard for me to put this book down. Granted, I haven't read that much, okay? There was kind of a lot going on yesterday after I spoke to you guys. And today I haven't done as much reading as I would like. Currently on chapter 36 and I'm now officially 50% of the way through. And like I said, since I last chatted with you guys, I have not wanted to put this book down. When I tell you, we just keep finding out more and more information and I'm just like on my toes. The beginning of this book did start off slow. Personally for me, I always tend to fall in love with the books that have a slower start. I don't know, it's just kind of a trend with me. I tend to have more of a connection to the story, an emotional connection to the characters as well when we do have more of a build-up. And so I am thoroughly enjoying my time reading this. And we have political intrigue, we have likable characters, we have likable side characters. There's a character that I feel like I should hate, but I don't know if I do. And I don't know if that's gonna like bite me in the ass later. I'm not too sure. I'm just so excited to continue reading this book. Anyways, I just want to give you guys a little update, but I'm gonna get back to reading. Holy shit. She just uncovered more of something that's connected to the murder mystery, but more so to the rulers and the like government, I guess you could say. Oh my god. Oh, I love this book. I love this book. I'm having such a fun time. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy. Mine's how I look right now. I just got done with my walk, but it is currently 72 degrees outside. Yeah, best believe I'm going to be reading outside. Hi guys, it is now the following night, I think in the same exact spot actually, but something just happened. I think the biggest plot twist of this entire book so far was just revealed, and I am like, I did not see that coming. There have been so many plot twists in this book already. Haven't guessed most of them, okay? This one? And we still have over 100 pages left. So I'm like, what else is going to happen? No way that's like the last plot twist. Oh my god, that's crazy. This lighting is really bad. But I am like absolutely shocked. Genuinely. Like honestly, could you have guessed it? Like probably, but I didn't. I personally didn't. And I am just so obsessed with this book. I would not be shocked if I rated this 5 stars. Like, honestly. Like, that's crazy. Why did I not expect that? I don't know. So far, I'm obviously really loving this book. There's this one specific character, I guess you would call him, he has just brought so much more humor into the book. There was already a lot of humor in this book. I really enjoyed the writing. It's the first time in a while that I've actually like not paid attention to the writing, because I guess I like always kind of pay attention to the writing. I'm actually like taking note of how much I love the way this is written. There's just so much humor in the way that this is written, and I absolutely love it. But Soul has brought so much more humor into the book, which I honestly think his character and his part in the book has honestly kind of solidified that I think that this could possibly be a 5-star. But guys, I am absolutely loving this book. Like absolutely loving it. Oh my god. As soon as you think something is solved, it's not. It's not. There's so many mysteries and so many things being found out in this book. By the way, Nima, absolutely love her. Side characters, I love them. Even like the ones that like I hate, I love them. If that makes sense. Like I appreciate their character. It adds something to the story. Like every single character adds something, and there's this one specific character. I said this earlier, but I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to like him, but I do. I really want his redemption. I'm just really nervous because I feel like someone has to die, and I am so attached to all of these characters. So I'm really scared. Again, I'm even attached to the characters I don't even really like. I just read the line again. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading. What? Another twist? That's crazy. 5 stars. Yep, this book is 100% 5 stars. Finished it this morning actually, and just this entire day I've just been thinking about this book. Just quite literally loved every single thing about this book. I loved the trials. I loved our main character Nima. I love the kind of many jumps in perspective. I really enjoyed how the information in the world building was written. It felt like we were almost being taught it, not told it, if that makes any sense. Her writing is so funny. Like I said, there is this one specific character, Soul. He added such a huge part into this book, and he was just the perfect addition into this book. I absolutely loved his character. He might be one of my favorites, honestly. He was just so funny, and also just her writing in general is funny. I really liked the direction that this book went. It didn't leave on a cliffhanger necessarily, but it did leave off for the perfect start for the next book, if that makes sense. I am very excited for the second book, especially after the first book is a 5-star. I don't know how many books are in this series, but I am just very, very excited. This is definitely going towards the top of my recommendations. It was so freaking good. Please read this book. It is the perfect time to read this book. Kind of an academia setting because she's a Raven scholar. There's trials, there's a murder mystery, there's twists and turns. It is just so freaking good. As for the next books that we will be reading, I have Immortal Dark and then A Darker Shade of Magic. These are the other 2 books that I'll be reading in this video. The one that I'll be picking up tonight is Immortal Dark. Just in the mood for a vampire fantasy. Okay. As for A Darker Shade of Magic, I did start the audiobook this morning. After I finished The Raven Scholar, I did start the audiobook because it was readily available on Hoopla. I had some chores to do, so I needed some audiobook. I am currently on chapter 3, but I am pressing a pause on this for now. I will be reading it in this video, okay? It is also my book club's pick for September on Fable. It's free to join if you'd like to join it. This is my book club book, so I would like to read it in this video with you guys. So I just want to let you know that I did start it, but I'm not going to be reading any more of it for now because I do really want to jump into Immortal Dark. Hi guys, it is now a bit later. Literally have only gotten like 20 pages into the book. I keep getting distracted. I've been way too attached to my phone recently, and it's a bit of an issue. It really is. Raven Scholar made me like lock in and actually read for like hours at a time, but I have been heavily like addicted to my phone. Literally can't get through like 5 pages without getting distracted. And also mentally I'm not feeling too hot, so I might just watch Harry Potter and go to bed early. I think I just need to wake up with a new day. I don't know if I'll read anymore tonight. Again, I think I might just go to bed early and try to pull myself out of this funk tomorrow morning. I don't know. But I did look up fan art for our two main characters. If I were in a better mood, that would give me motivation to read the book, but I simply just need to, I don't know, watch something comforting. I don't know, because I literally feel so good right now. I feel amazing. So I'm just gonna go to bed. Good morning, guys. I hope you can hear me because obviously I'm outside. I don't have my mics with me and I'm also just on my phone. So I really hope you can hear me. Currently 72 degrees outside and it's almost 9 o'clock. It feels so good outside. I will be giving my reading update outside. I was saying that mentally I just wasn't feeling the absolute greatest. I still am not, but today is a new day, so starting fresh. I actually ended up reading a little bit last night and this morning when I woke up in bed, and I'm currently on chapter 11. I'm 14% of the way through. I am liking it so far. That much further into it, obviously. I think I'm like 50 pages in. I just wanted to tell you guys that it feels really, really good outside right now. It's been feeling good in the morning, and tomorrow it's supposed to feel even better. And this is just my favorite part of like fall, because in Florida we obviously don't have a fall, but the mornings, my favorite. They're about to dance. Currently on chapter 31, and I think I can finally kind of talk to you guys about the book because it's taking me quite a bit to get into. I'm not going to lie. I actually started listening to the audiobook a little bit just to kind of get into it because it was not grabbing me whatsoever. So I was playing the tiny bookshop last night and I was just listening to the audiobook the entire time. The way I'm absolutely addicted to that game, it's kind of bad. Like, it's kind of bad for me, but I absolutely love it. I'm having so much fun. Anyways, like I said, I was listening to the audiobook for a little bit and now I am about 30-something% of the way through. In this world, like hundreds of years ago, there was like a war between the humans and the vampires. There was an agreement that was made that the vampires were cool to still be there, kind of. They had to be a companion to another human family. So there's 12 different families that have these vampire companions, and Kidon's family is one of those 12. Unlike the other families who have multiple vampire companions, her family only has one, and her family has kind of all mysteriously died, disappeared, whatever it is, with Kidon's sister missing and her aunt passing away. Is now first in line to take over the house. So with all of that background, Kidon's sister, like I said, is missing. Kidon's trying to figure out who took her. She, at the beginning of the book, interrogated this one person. The name that they gave that took her sister June was Susenyos, who is the vampire companion of her family. She thinks that this vampire that has been in her family for generations, he's like 500 years old, he's the one who took her sister. Since her aunt passed away, someone needs to take over the house. She does not move into the house and take over the house. The vampire companion will. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically, Kidon thinks Susenyos took her sister. She's trying to get him to confess while also trying to find her sister. And she does not want this vampire to take over her family's house. And so she is currently living in the house with the vampire and going to school at this university because in order to take over the house, she has to complete a degree in something. I don't know, that makes it sound like there's a lot going on, but there honestly isn't really that much going on. That's why it took me so long to get into it. I have no idea how I'm feeling about this because Kidon, although I 100% understand her actions towards trying to find her sister, because I know sure as hell if I was in this situation, I would probably be doing the same thing. Like, it's not her actions that are annoying me. It's not necessarily anything that she's saying that's annoying me. I just don't really care for her as a character because she is just very surface level. Do hope that changes because I would like to have some sort of an attachment to our main character. A vampire. He doesn't talk a lot. Don't really know anything about him actually. He's like kind of barely in this, but I think he's about to be a bigger part. Not barely in this, but he's just like, it's literally just her and that's it. Like that's literally it. I don't know, I'm kind of trying to focus more on the setting of this book right now, kind of get myself more into it because it is kind of exactly what I was wanting in terms of a setting. In this house that I'm kind of imagining as like a Victorian-esque house, studying at a university, she's learning about the history of this world. There's also obviously vampires, and so it's kind of giving what I wanted it to give. I just don't care. I really don't. But I do need to lock in because maybe once I like binge a little bit of it, I'll be more invested. I don't know. Fingers crossed. The chapters are also like really short. They're about to dance with each other because they're forced to dance with each other, and I just need some sort of tension. Just like something. There was like a little bit of tension for like a sentence and then that was it. I just have no feelings toward this book. Anyways, that's enough yapping. I'm gonna continue reading. See, this is when it's bad to listen to music while reading sometimes. Sometimes an absolute banger comes on and I just can't focus. Susenyo slipped into the space of her shadow, fingers splayed on her stomach to pull her closer. The material of her dress was thin and the ridges of his fingers imprinted distinctly. You know how I said I wanted tension? I just need to start the chapter that I stopped on to talk to you guys. Here it is. This song is helping too. He traced the curve of her neck, sending a new current thumbing down her fingers. He pulled the emerald hairpin, and her pile of braids cascaded like black waterfalls. He used it to conceal his face, lowering his mouth to fan her pulse point. Terror gripped her. Don't, she warned. His voice was wet with thirst. Why? Isn't this what you want? To expose me as a monster in front of them all? Why haven't you left? He whispered, fanning her ear. Are you here to torment me? What else must I do to make you leave? She liked him this way, weak and wanting. Their eyes finally met. One mirrored the ocean, dark with hatred, the other the desert, burning with heat. Head still spinning, Kiran couldn't tell who was who. That was too good. That was a really good chapter. I really enjoyed chapter 31. That was the first chapter that I thoroughly enjoyed. The last time I spoke to you, I was about 50% through Immortal Dark, I think. I have now finished Immortal Dark. Starting off with the rating, because I did finish this a day or two ago. A little bit of time to sit on it. Every single time I say sit on it, I just think of Steve Harvey. So anyways, I feel like I want to rate this book like a 3.75. I feel like that's probably the rating that I'm sitting at. If I had read this at any other time of the year, aka not between, let's say, August and October, it might be like a little bit lower because I feel like the vibes it gave was very much fall. It was exactly what I needed. I was listening to it while I was playing on the Switch for the tiny bookshop. By the way, still addicted. I'm probably gonna go play it right now. The vibes, it definitely gets a little bit more brownie points in there. I will say I did really enjoy the ending of this book. I did not expect it to go the way that it did. It was definitely predictable, but I don't know, I wasn't really predicting anything while I was reading this book really, but I did really like the direction that it took, and I really like Suseños. I really love him. He's just a broody, witty vampire, and I love him. The reason why this book kind of irritated me for a decent majority of it was being inside of Kiran's head. Yeah, that's about it. She was like actually going crazy. Honestly, I thought that she was going insane because the entire time was talked about like this dark part of her. There was a lot of like inner dialogue that was like italicized of like her speaking to herself basically, which is like so real, to be honest, because I get it. But there were some parts where I was like, this bitch is crazy. Like, she's actually insane. She was just kind of frustrating me just like a little bit. So I feel like her inner monologue definitely knocked off a few points. I will say that. But it definitely got better. I definitely moved past it. It just took about 75% of the book, 80% of the book. But I do really like the direction that this is going. I feel like I'm going to love the second book. When does that come out, actually? The second book might already be out, actually. I'm not too sure. I feel like it was a good choice for the mood that I was in. But since it took me so long to read this book, I feel like I was slowly falling out of that mood. Now, I feel like it just took me too long to read, so I think that's why it's not at like a 4-star or anything like that. But I did like certain parts of this book, and I did enjoy my time while reading this. That being said, the last book is A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm currently about 25% of the way through. I am on 5 Black Stone. It's like split up into these parts. Really like when books are split into parts. It really sections it very well for me. I don't really know what's going on, if I'm being totally honest. I definitely need to actually lock in with this book. I will keep you guys updated as I read A Darker Shade of Magic. Hi guys, I wanted to give a bit of an update. It is now the next day. I think I spoke to you guys last night. You see me holding this right here. It's a pimple patch because I have an enormous pimple on my chin. I'm having a breakout on my chin right now. I start my period this weekend, and so my skin is very angry. So if you see me do this, it's because the pimple patch keeps wanting to come off, which is super fun. You guys literally don't care. You're here to hear me talk about A Darker Shade of Magic. So today I've actually listened to quite a bit of the audiobook. I am now 65% of the way through this book, and I feel like it's about time to finally talk about it. Like I said, I've been listening to the audiobook for not most of today, but for a lot of today. I've been listening to the audiobook. I don't know why I'm focusing on the logistics of that. For a lot of the day today, I've been listening to the audiobook. And I can say that I am thoroughly enjoying my time. For some reason, it's actually kind of reminding me a little bit of Mistborn. Just a little bit. I've only read the first book, The Final Empire, I think is technically what it's called. But I've only read the first book. I actually need to read the rest of the book. But I really liked Mistborn, and this is giving me similar feelings, just like a little bit. Kind of. Not feelings, but I feel like, I don't know why in my head the vibe is super similar. It's just because I'm imagining them very similarly. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in my head this is paralleled with Mistborn, just a little bit. I don't want to compare it to Mistborn, but like I said, in my head, it just is giving Mistborn a little bit to me. Whatever, that is literally not important. This is about parallel Londons. So there is gray, white, black, and red London. And this is following our main character, Kel. He is a traveler, he is a magician, and he is one of the 2 people in all of the worlds and all of the Londons, all 4 of the London. They exist at the same time, but they're just parallel Londons. They're parallel universes. He is one of 2 travelers / magicians left. So the beginning kind of just laid out what he did. It kind of just started off with him traveling to the different Londons, talking to the different royals and the different Londons, taking messages from each Londons to
another correspondence in another London, kind of just outlined his backstory and his travels, I guess. Kind of how about 150 pages were. Where are we right now? I'm 249 pages in, so I'm 250 pages in. And for about 150 pages, it was just following Kel around a little bit. You were getting point of views from like a couple other people here and there. So Kel is a traveler. He travels through the Londons, whatever. But he also likes stealing different things from each London. And one of the things he ends up stealing happens to be a very, very powerful magical relic from Black London. Black London is a London that he has never been to. He has never entered because Black London is closed off from everything. Black London was basically like overrun by magic. And so basically it kind of like destroyed itself and blocked off all doors into Black London. So this object is from said Black London. And now that he has it, he is being followed and tracked by the other person who can also travel through London's Holland. And so he's kind of running from him. So the beginning kind of just outlines Kel and kind of just what he does. I was kind of waiting for some plot to happen just a little bit. You could tell it was just doing a lot of world and character building a little bit. It wasn't anything complex. I was just getting kind of bored a little bit. The way that this book is written, it makes the boring parts funny. Like there's humor in this. Like there is humor in her writing in this book, which I really, really appreciate. We're also kind of following this girl, Lila. She is a thief from Grey London. Kel is from Red London. They end up coming into contact with each other, and I wonder if something's going to go somewhere with them. If not, I won't be too upset, because if it's a friendship, then I'm cool with that too, because I just really, really like them together. So right now they're kind of traveling together, and that's all I'll say. But right now I'm really just enjoying the kind of bickering between Kel and Lila. Again, I can't tell if it's flirtatious banter or if it's just like friendly banter. I think Lila has a crush on Kel, but I don't know if it's reciprocated. I'm not too sure. I'm just really enjoying the writing, and I'm really, really glad that I am, because I read Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, and I personally just could not get through it. I mean, I did get through it. I didn't DNF it, but I wanted to DNF it like multiple times. It's so hard for me to get through, and so I was very nervous and hesitant going into A Darker Shade of Magic. She has, I mean, obviously her style of writing is her style of writing, but I know that she has like different vibes with books. I'm pretty sure Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is similar to Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil, and it's different from A Darker Shade of Magic. Obviously, I can tell that it is kind of a bit of a different writing style. I am glad that I am liking this. I'm liking the pace that it is going, because that was my biggest thing with Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. I just couldn't get with the pacing. So I am very, very glad that I'm liking this, thoroughly enjoying this. I don't think I'm going to read any more tonight. I might read some more tomorrow morning, because it's currently Friday night and I've been doing this reading vlog for 2 weeks now, I think. It's taken me so long to do this reading vlog. I quite literally have barely read anything this month, so I'm hoping to finish this by Sunday. That's just my goal. I was going to say by tomorrow, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. So by Sunday, I would like to finish A Darker Shade of Magic, but I also just don't want to rush it, because I said at the beginning of this video, but I've just been not really enjoying reading recently. Like, I have enjoyed reading, but I've just been kind of almost feeling like I'm forcing myself to get through books, and I'm like going way too fast and not actually enjoying what I'm reading. I'm taking my time with this, obviously, but I would like to finish it. I would really like to finish it very soon, because I really want to start other reading vlogs. Although I am enjoying this one. Hey, so glad you're here. I do need to start some others. I shall see how much I actually read tomorrow, because tomorrow I am spending, I think, the full day with Jake. I don't know what time. There's like a Asian food market that we're going to tomorrow. I don't know what time we're going. And then I'm spending the night at his place. The Hurricanes play tomorrow night, so we will be watching the game, which also means I will probably read. So I might read during the game tomorrow, actually. I don't know. We shall see how much I actually read during the game. I do really love reading while football's on. Anyways, I'm currently 65% of the way through A Darker Shade of Magic. Let's see what happens with this book. I did in fact finish A Darker Shade of Magic. I finished it
this morning I actually read a lot more than I expected to yesterday. I read a little over 100 pages and I wanted to read the ending of the book with you guys, but I ended up just reading the rest of it this morning because I just really wanted to know what would happen. So unfortunately I got like no clips of like me reading this book. I didn't really have any reactions while I was reading this book anyways. I did really enjoy my time while I was reading this book, but there weren't many things that happened where like I was like gasping or giggling or anything like that. So unfortunately we did not read like any of this together. I'm happy to say that I did read a lot of it in one sitting, which, as we know, it has been a journey for me recently to get back into like sitting down and being able to focus on a book, and I binge read like 100 pages yesterday. So pat on the back for me because I thoroughly enjoyed my time while reading this, and I actually started reading the second book this morning. I read about like 20 pages. I was listening to the audiobook on the way home from Jake. So safe to say I did in fact enjoy my time. I'm sat on like a 4-star. I just had such a good time while reading this book and I am so excited to continue the rest of the series. But that was the last book in this video. This video has taken me so long to film for no reason, honestly. Granted, The Raven Scholar took me about a week to read in total. It's a little bit longer than normal for me, but it ended up being a 5-star, so I'm totally fine with that. But that also means that I can get started on another reading vlog for you guys because I am trying to pump out as many reading vlogs as possible. They're my favorite videos to film and edit, and I feel like they're your favorite videos too. They're my favorite videos to watch. Anyways, I have some fun reading vlogs planned, so keep an eye out for those because I will be starting them as soon as possible. It is unfortunately the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Bye.